newscast, Arkansas Today in high definition.
Well, Mother Nature not too kind to the natural state over the weekend as weather caused plenty of problems all across Arkansas. Good afternoon and thanks for choosing Arkansas Today. I'm Victoria Price and for Mallory Brooks. We've got meteorologist Natalie Walter standing by. And Natalie, finally some relief from this rain in the forecast.
Finally moving its way off to the east after seeing close to 6 inches of rain right here in Little Rock. This is a look at what's going on right now. Showers, they're moving their way off to the east. The heaviest of activity in eastern Arkansas, but the rest of the state still looking at a little bit of mist as of right now. So although you can see the green for areas off into eastern Arkansas, really areas off to the west still dealing with that mist out there, the gray skies, and that's something we'll be dealing with as the day goes on until we finally start to see some drier air moving its way in. Here's a look at southern Arkansas, El Dorado, looking at some showers, some heavier pockets of rain in there as well. Moving further off to the east from Monticello to Dumas, looking at some showers continuing across the region. This is where we have the heaviest of activity again. And then further off to northeast Arkansas, Jonesboro, now moving east of Searcy into Forest City, still dealing with a little bit of rain. And we're looking at these rain showers continuing for most of the day today, but clearing skies as the day goes on, and we're looking at finally relief and some sunshine. It's in the forecast. All the details on when we're expecting to see that sunshine, plus details on those temperatures, how cool will be coming up in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Natalie. Definitely looking forward to that sunshine. Now, the heavy rains forcing the Army Corps of Engineers to issue a small craft advisory for the Arkansas River. Now, that's because strong currents and debris can threaten boater safety. Advisories are issued when the flows exceed 70,000 cubic feet per second. Now, flows at Dardanelle Lock and Dam at Russellville are at 140,000 cubic feet per second and still climbing. Northwest Arkansas not spared from the flooding either. Officials say Ball Street and Johnson should be back open sometime today after being shut down over the weekend. Johnson police say the low water bridge can become very dangerous very quickly when the water rises. The gates on both sides of the road have been closed since Friday morning. Well, with the coldest part of the year coming up, a drive is underway to help those in need stay warm this winter. The Little Rock Homeless Outreach Group, The Van, says it needs blankets and other warm donations. Now, that includes coats, boots, socks, basically anything that could protect someone in the cold weather.
If you're out shopping, pick up a pair of gloves, pack of socks, stuff like that if you want to help out with those things. You know, check your closets, check your linen closets, see if you have any extra blankets. Most people have some tucked away that they don't realize.
10 grandkids.
For information on how to donate, just look for the story on our website. 6 apartment buildings damaged in Paragould after a Sunday night fire on Main Street. 2 people were in the apartments at the time, but luckily were not injured. No word yet on a cause of the blaze, but we're told the building is a complete loss. New for you today, a former Bentonville swim coach behind Oklahoma bars facing child pornography charges. 50-year-old Stephen Duell was booked into the Tulsa County Jail on Sunday. Now, Duell was previously arrested in Rogers back in July on sexual assault charges. He was a volunteer for the Bentonville School District swim and dive teams. His bond has been set at $65,000. Former NFL quarterback and Heisman Trophy winner Tim Tebow drawing huge crowds to a North Little Rock church yesterday. One viewer snapped this photo of the former pro football player on stage at New Life Church. Now, he tied football and faith together to help tell his sermon. Crowds filled the parking lot, and it was standing room only at the church.
I was on the highway for like 15 minutes before we even exited, and so I was impressed with the crowd. I think it's amazing. My brother played football for the University of Arkansas, and he actually was the president of Fellowship Christian Athletes. And I saw what happened, you know, in that organization with that kind of involvement in Christ.
Tebow also spoke at New Life's location in Conway. With holiday deals launching well before the holidays, Cyber Monday is no longer just one day. And in fact, the majority of online holiday shopping traffic is expected to come not just from computers, but from mobile devices this year for the very first time. If you're flexible on what you want, procrastination might pay off when retailers size up their initial holiday sales figures in early December.
If they start to see a weakness, they'll throw out some more deals. So you may find really steep discounts as you get closer and closer to December 25th.
Another tip for online shopping, know your credit card policies on fraudulent purchases and keep an eye on those statements. Even after the holidays, sometimes bogus charges can sneak through after the new year. With Thanksgiving come and gone, that means the Christmas season is officially in full swing and Christmas tree sale lots popping up all across Arkansas for those who prefer a real tree to deck the halls with. Many local tree lots say this past weekend is when they do the most business. And it's a big night for Arkansas's own Barrett Baber as he prepares to compete at the top 10 of NBC's The Voice. The former Fayetteville High School teacher now teaching the nation a thing or two about how Arkansas boys can sing. You can catch tonight's show right here at 7, and don't forget to vote either online or with the Voice app. Now let's take a look at some other stories making news around Arkansas. We begin in Pulaski County, where a Little Rock woman is behind bars after police say she killed a man on Sunday morning. 28-year-old Paradise Williams is accused of stabbing 33-year-old Jerry Moore Jr. to death. Officers say it happened at a home near Daisy Bates and Battery. We're told Moore was left to die on the front porch of that house. A neighbor tells us Williams is known for being violent. In Phillips County, West Helena police keeping busy over the holiday weekend. Officers responding to 2 different shootings, one that left a man in the hospital. If you have any information about either of these shootings, you are asked to contact police. And we end in Saline County, where a rising creek in Bryant forced emergency crews to close some roads there. This is about a mile off of Boone Road next to Bishop Park. As you can see, it's blocked off on both sides. The park itself is also flooded. Also in Saline County, more details are now available on a situation we've been following for nearly a month now. We've learned that the Solution House in Benton is still open even after the city ordered the house to close. The people that live there have either been behind bars or have a mental or physical issue. City officials say they tried serving citations but weren't able to because of a new leasing agreement. That's a look at news from around the state. Coming up, our friends with the Game and Fish Commission are here to talk all things that quack. And then later in sports, the Hogs end their regular season with a win. Now the question is, where will the Hogs go bowling? Bowl game predictions plus a recap of Friday's game against Mizzou. It's on the way in your Razorback Nation.